How many times have you wondered, why is event planning always so stressful? Although this profession tends to attract highly organized people, any number of variables can still make the road to a successful event very bumpy. I'm Sissy, and in today's video, we'll discuss the fundamental questions you need to ask your clients to ensure a smooth road to event planning success. Let's get into it. Whether your event is small or large, you'll likely rely on an array of subcontractors to do their jobs well. On top of that, any number of unforeseen circumstances can occur, like standstill traffic the day of the event, bad weather, or a family emergency that causes the contractor to cancel. Those type of disruptions are clearly beyond your control as an event planner. However, one issue likely to damage your event planning reputation is poor communication with clients. To be as successful as possible in delivering your clients' wants and needs, you have to listen carefully to what they tell you. A good event planner is a good listener. By listening well, you can ask important follow-up questions that can sharpen your clients' visions and have them thinking about information they hadn't taken into consideration yet. Through this question-asking process, you'll build rapport with your clients, better understand the scope of their event, what their expectations are, and how to best attain their expectations while coming in under budget. A great place to start is with Jotform's event planning questionnaire, as well as our event planning guide and event planning PDF templates. All of these resources are right at your fingertips. So let's dive in. The first question you'll want to ask your client is, what's your event? This may seem way too obvious, but there are two broad categories of events, private and professional. Private events include weddings, birthday parties, and family reunions. Professional events, on the other hand, can range from product trade shows and corporate events to community group meetings, community festivals, fundraisers, and more. While there is some overlap in what's required for any event size, like having enough space, tables and chairs, and available restroom facilities, there are major differences between a 75th wedding anniversary and a car show. This is why it's important to nail down the type of event as early as possible. The next question you'll want to ask your client is, what are you trying to achieve? Perhaps they're throwing a family reunion or a surprise birthday party. If things are meant to be kept on the down low, you'll need to know that crucial information from the start. Perhaps you're planning a public event like a product show. You'll want to make sure there's an opportunity for your client to make sales on the spot, as well as make contacts for future business. Maybe you're planning an annual gathering for a club, sorority or fraternity, or community service organization. You'll need to prioritize the formal business component of the gathering, as well as an opportunity for plenty of socializing. By knowing your client's intentions, you can ensure the event has all the proper facilities and resources. Shakespeare may have been the first to ask, what's in a name? But it's an important question to this day. Famous events such as the annual Consumer Electronics Show have well-known names. These names are integral to marketing and branding efforts. Even if you're planning a smaller scale private event, such as a family reunion, they may still have a name they want to highlight, like Smith Family Reunion. They may want that to be the name on a giant banner or souvenir t-shirts. Another important question to ask early on is, what's your approximate budget? Unsurprisingly, clients often underestimate what the various aspects of an event will cost. Costs for things like facility rentals, catering, event insurance, and swag add up quickly. Your client may be startled when they see the estimated total, so it's best to discuss it early on. To be a successful event planner, you have to help clients close the gap between their expectations, their budget, and the realistic cost of the event. Very often, your client will have to shrink their expectations or increase their budget. To piggyback off of the last question regarding budget, you'll want to ask who will be responsible for paying for the event. It's crucial to get this sorted out as soon as your client gets over the initial shock of cost. You'll want to establish who will be signing the checks before you put further effort into planning and scheduling. Next up, you'll want to hone in on your client's non-negotiables by asking them what their must-haves are. It's best not to assume that every client will be satisfied with any room that fits the base needs of the event. Let's say the CEO of the organization sponsoring a trade show recently attended a trade show at a fancy hotel. They're most likely going to insist on an upscale location for their trade show as well. And if that event had complimentary coffee and pastries all day, your client will likely want that too. Just because something fits the needs of the event doesn't mean it aligns with the client's wants for the event. So it's best to ask. Whether you're planning a private birthday party or a national political convention, the number of people in attendance will be the main indication of how much the event will cost. So nailing down the number of expected attendees is crucial. Ask the client to give you an estimate and then determine if the number they offer is informed or aspirational. It could also be particularly difficult to nail down the number of attendees if this is the first time your client has held this event. Work with your client to get the closest estimate possible. Another factor that's just as important as the number of attendees is how many days the event will last. If your client is holding a multi-day event, you'll need to consider where attendees will eat and stay. This will also affect your budget as well as influence what sort of facilities you'll need. Asking about event duration is just as necessary. Finally, you'll want to ask how often the event will occur. If this is an annual or recurring event, you'll need to factor in marketing for the next event to follow. If this is a monthly professional gathering, your clients will want to tell their attendees where and when they'll hold the next event. So it's important to have this set up in advance. Clear communication between you and your client will be the key factor in determining event success. Just remember to ask these helpful questions. Let's review them. You'll want to ask what type of event they're hosting and what is the goal of their event. Ask about what their event's name is, as well as an approximate budget. And remember to solidify who is paying for the event early on. Ask them about their event non-negotiables and how many people they're expecting, how long the event will last, and if it's a recurring or a one-time thing. Thanks for watching Jotform. I'm Sissy. See you next time.